The streets of Port of Spain came alive last week with the Emancipation Day Parade to celebrate the abolition of slavery. Still, many of us are of the belief that all of the Africans who came to Trinidad were slaves working on a plantation. Very little is known about a group of Africans who arrived as free men and women in the village of Moruga. Their history goes back to the American War of Independence, when runaway slaves were first encouraged to join British fighting forces, and later given their freedom at the end of the war. Thanks to the Merikins Heritage Foundation and the National Trust of Trinidad and Tobago, members of the public are now exposed to another aspect of our history that isn't taught in our schools.
I'm American descendant. I grew up right in the company villages here. As a child growing up, we were always told that we came here not as slaves, but as free blacks. So we would always say, hey, we are free blacks. So I knew that a long time as a child, yeah.
And growing up in Trinidad and Tobago, knowing that part of your history and being aware that the rest of the country is mostly unaware of it, how did that make you feel? What did that do to you?
For me, I felt that I had to do something. I had to do something because the American community needed a voice, you know. And in spite of the fact that, like, Hazel Manning is American, she grew up right and her relatives are right on this Indian Walk Road here. But however, you know, a lot of the past leaders and so on who are Americans, they haven't really done much to sensitize the nation or build that awareness. So I think this is the time is right, and I took the task to do that with my team.
The public was invited to a Heritage Merikins tour hosted by the National Trust, where they made several stops and culminated at the Indian Walk Friendly Society.
There's nothing I drop to kill me.
Participants were treated to some kalinda, or stick fighting as it's commonly called, which is an African dance-like martial art tradition. A local documentary in collaboration with the University of the West Indies was also highlighted during the tour and provided some additional knowledge to those present.
Our main aim is preserving the heritage, the built and natural heritage. We also include these social, intangible aspects of our heritage that, you know, also contribute to the formation of the built and built heritage, so that really this is an opportunity to showcase an aspect of our heritage that many people don't know about. As you would have seen, many people are not aware of who the Americans are, and really it's fitting at this time as we celebrate emancipation to really bring attention to this part of Trinidad, the company villages of Moruga. We would have thought that all the Africans who came were slaves, but we are reminded today that some came as freedmen and settled in the area here in Moruga, the company villages, 2nd to 6th company, and they have contributed significantly to the development of this area, and they continue to do so. From 200 years ago, you realize that even now you're seeing some of the physical landmarks that remain that are testament of their contribution from then, and even going forward to see that they can still contribute in a meaningful way to the development of Trinidad and Tobago.
Specially invited guest Dr. Kole Adetula was in Trinidad for his 3rd visit and gave his perspective on the cultural celebrations.
I have come to understand this society. Entertainment is key, and I think the technology for entertainment, you really have a handle on it. And it's something that most Africans on the continent, when they come here, would like to learn from. There are a lot of skills here that over the years that you have developed that you can't find anywhere else. The pan music, for instance, it's peculiar to this place. And what I have seen, and things like liming, you know, you have given it your own lexicon, you've given it your own spin. And it's something that, for us, it's a very wonderful thing to be here. For me, I'm happy that I've avoided the carnival first and come to the festival. The festival is a more sober thing. It has a spiritual dimension to it, and it's the kind of thing that has lessons, education, history, whatever you want, compared with the carnival that is just entertainment. I'm constantly learning about this society. Each time I come, it opens up a new vista. I see another part of you. I have been to Moruga, I have been to Sandy Grande. I've told stories to children in Port of Spain. So you won't see the different sides of this place. Nobody should come to Trinidad and stay in Port of Spain. That is criminal. I would say it is criminal to stay in Port of Spain. You must move around a little bit to understand and enjoy the taste of this place.
We also spoke with a few tour participants.
What shocked me was that I didn't know with the companies that the streets were still named after them. I didn't know that, and that's really cool.
And Joshua, what did you learn today?
Our heritage and where we came from. Yeah.
What do you think? Is it something that more young people should know about? Do you think you should probably see this more on television? Tell me your thoughts.
Yes, I think more young people should learn about the heritage and learn about the Americans and more about slavery and those kind of stuff.
And what would you say was one of the more enjoyable parts of the tour for you today, Joshua?
The songs and the storytelling, definitely.
Yeah.
It was very interesting. I mean, I learned something that I didn't know before. I always thought, yeah, Americans, but I didn't know what it meant until today. It was supposed to be Americans.
I learned all about the Merikins, what I never knew about, I learned a lot about it, and I'm so glad that I took this trip, I'm so glad that I came down here.
It was a jovial atmosphere by the time we were ready to depart the Indian Walk Friendly Society Hall as part of the morning edition's cross-country tour. Until next time, Achsah Gulston, TV6 News.